Hello friends, welcome to TechnoPoints. In this video, we are going to learn about how to create navigation drawer in our Android application. So application having a navigation drawer creates a different and great professional impression on the user. So thus many applications do use that navigation drawer view. So in this tutorial, we are going to see how to create it step by step so that you can implement the same in your project and modify and extend it according to your requirements. So let's get started. So here I am in the empty project which just says a hello world, and here is the activity main.xml and here is the main activity.getting. So in this project, one additional thing just I have done is added some drawable files in that. Like these things we'll be using for the icons for whatever the options will show in our navigation drawer menu, like favorite, home, and logout settings and user. These are the just drawable files which I have already added. So you can modify or use on your own. No issues with that. So other than that, this project is totally empty. So we are going to implement navigation drawer in this tutorial. For that, we'll first go to activity main.xml. Here, we don't need a parent layout as a constraint layout. Instead, we need a drawer layout. So let's go to here and replace that with drawer layout. You will get the session. Just click on enter and that, and drawer layout will be available to you. So in this drawer layout, there are basically two elements can reside. One is a view which we want to show in our activity main.xml page. The whole UI we can construct here. We'll just create another constraint layout here, and we'll set it as a match parent, and we can set it like the way we generally set the UI for our any screen. So in this navigation in this constraint layout, you can set the whatever the views you want to put in your application in the screen. And another element is a navigation view, where you will declare everything about the navigation drop. So here we'll set width as width is the width of the drawer, how much the drawer will be open. So we'll set it as a 300 dp, and height as we want it to match parent. So height will be match parent. We let us give us id for this. So as this is a drawer layout, we need id for this. We'll provide id as drawer underscore layout. Yes, and we'll give id to this navigation view as well, nav underscore view. uh okay, and here we need to specify gravity. So the gravity will be the start, because the navigation drawer will be at the start and it will be open from left to right, and will be closed from vice versa. So that's why the gravity will be at the start, that is left of the screen. And now here we need to create there are actually two things in our navigation drawer, as we have already seen. First thing is the upper layout, which you can see in the navigation drawer. Just the drawer opens, and the top one is the some background is there and some user profile picture and its name or email address is mentioned there. That type of layout is called, we can call it as a header, and that part is there. And another part is the menu items which we see one by one below that header. So these two parts are there. So for first we need to build a header. So for building the header, we'll create it in a separate file. So just right click on the layout, new layout resource file, and I'll name as nav header. So it also uses a constant layout. I just want to quickly add few items here. I'll set it as a first text view. So text view, it will have match parent and wrap content. I'll give it just the id as a username. So this will be a username. Let me give background color to this. I have already added the purple background color. So, and okay, I need to change a height. Okay, I can set a height as a 250 dp, so that navigation drawer will be like visible like this. And here I need to add constant to it. So I'll constraint bottom to bottom of parent and add a text as, not text color, text as user name. So this can be any text that you want. If the user has a, if the application has a login functionality, then the logged in username will be shown up here. This is just a sample data, and I'll create one image view here, so that user's profile picture will appear here. So for that I'll set it as a 80 dp both width and height, and I'll add Android src here, that is the user, that image I have already added, and I'll add constraints to it, constraint bottom to top of this username. It will come here. I'll give a color to this text view as a white, and will increase its size to 25 sp. Yes, and now we just want to give a padding, so I'll give a padding to it as a 10 dp from all the sides. I need to add a constraints to it, horizontal constraint, so I'll constraint it as a constraint start to start of username. Yeah, that's how our navigation drawers header will be shown. You can add any items, you can just play with the UI and create the your very own UI. So I'll just close this one, and here I'll add that header file. So here we have header layout tag, and we'll add that nav header here. And the further thing we need to add is the menu item. So we need to create a menu list for that. So I'll right click on this res new Android resource file. So we don't have currently a menu directory, but as we will create a menu file, the menu directory will also be automatically created. And here I'll name it as a drawer menu, and make sure to select the resource type as a menu. Click on OK. So you can see here menu folder has been created, and drawer underscore menu file has been generated here. So yeah, I'll go to split section. Here are the menu items, so you can just click as many items as you like. We'll create 4 items here. Android ID, I'll give ID, title and icon to each of the item. So this is one as a home. I'll give it a title as a home. Title will be the thing which the user will see. And here I can also set an icon. So for the icon, I have already added the home icon here. So you can see that home icon is appearing here, and the name is appearing here. Though the icon is not appearing here, but don't worry, the icon will be shown in your navigation drawer. So I'll just duplicate these items. I'll add the same name to it, and I have also added the icon for that. Third one is the settings, that I'll add settings, and here also I'll add the icon of settings here. And fourth one is a logout. I'll add the same name here, and the icon here, logout icon. So you can see all the icons are appearing here, and all the names are appearing here. So our menu file is complete. So we can just again go to activity main.xml. In the navigation view, we want to add this menu file as well. For that, you can just write a menu. So you just have an attribute app colon menu. So you can just put that file here, put the reference of that file here, drawer menu. And that's it. We are done for our activity underscore main.xml. Now if you run this application now, you will be able to see the navigation drawer will be appear if you swipe from right to left. So let's see how it is working. So here our application is open, and if we drag it from left to right, we can see the navigation drawer is appearing here with the same thing as we have as we have discussed, like there is a header here, and here are the icons. If you are seeing that header height is more, then you can also reduce the height of the header by going to just header file, nav header, and just decrease the height of this 250 dp to just 200 dp. So this will do it, and this is how it is. But in this case, uh, on tapping on this, nothing is happening because we haven't added any functionality yet. We have just played with the XML code, and also there is not any three lines indicator here to show that there is a navigation drawer exist in this application. So user won't know how to there is navigation drawer exist. So for that, we need to add a button. That button is called as toggle button. That button actually toggles when the application door opens. It automatically turns into a back arrow, and when the user closes it on tapping on that, it will automatically convert into the menu button. So that button we need to add, and we need to add a functionality also. So for that, just we need to now play with the activity Kotlin file. So we have come here. First, we'll add the reference for that toggle file, toggle button. Let init var toggle, and you can see the suggestion is coming as a action bar drawer toggle. You can just speak that, and here again another thing we need to reference is a drawer layout. You can just initialize those in the onCreate method. First, we'll initialize the drawer layout. Drawer layout equals to find view by id r.id.drawer underscore layout. So this is the drawer layout which we have created in this file. So this is the in the activity method, this is the drawer layout we are referencing there, and we need to now initialize this toggle. So initializing is a bit different. Toggle equal to, we need to add a call a constructor here, action bar dot toggle. So it accepts few parameters. First one is activity, so we'll just pass this here. Second one, it accepts as a drawer layout, so we can just pass a reference of our drawer layout here. Let me minimize the emulator. Third parameter, third and fourth parameters are actually resources it is expecting. So you can just hover on this. So it is asking for the two resources here. So the resources are basically when a blind person is using your application, then on typing of that toggle button, what the application should speak as a part of the talkback service, what the Android system should talk when the blind user types on that. So that string we need to create, and the references of the strings we need to pass it here, both for the app open, drawer open, and drawer close. For that, we'll go to strings.xml. We'll create two string resources here. Name is open, and we'll write instruction add open the nav drawer. We'll duplicate this resource, and also we need to pass it for the close. We'll just pass a close the nav drawer, and we just need to pass this references of this string resources. First one for the open, and the second one for the close. Dot close. Yeah, that's it. Our toggle has been initialized. Now we need to add this toggle as a listener for the drawer layout. So we'll do that. Drawer layout dot add drawer listener, because the toggle button will be automatically changed according to the drawer movements. So drawer layout will notify toggle, and the toggle button will adjust itself. So for that, we need to add this listener. We'll pass a toggle here. That's it. And we need to also, the toggle also need to be synchronized with the drawer layout. So if we click on the drawer, then if we click on the toggle button, then the drawer should open and close respectively. For that, we need to add this sync state, and that's it for the toggle. Next thing we need to do is support action bar dot set display home up as enabled, as we are we'll set it as a true. Now unless we add this attribute, if we click on this navigation bar button, nothing will happen, because this is the mandatory attribute. And as we are using an action bar, so on the clicking of the toggle button on the action bar, these all things will happen. The drawer opening and closing will happen. So we need to add this attribute for that, and that's it. We will be now able to see the button here, toggle button. Let's try running our application and see. Okay, our application is running, and let me click on this option. Okay, one thing we missed, we also need to override one method on options item selected. We need to override this method in order to make this button work. So here on options item selected, we need to add this toggle, add this if condition. If toggle dot is sorry on toggle dot on option item selected, I will need to pass item here. If this is the case, then we need to return the true. That is, if we have toggle, if we are clicking on the toggle and on options item selected, we need to pass an item. If this is the expression is a true, then we need to return a true, and then the navigation bar will work. So we'll recheck this by rerunning our application and see if this helps us. Now I click on this button, and yes, the navigation bar is opening, and you can also see that the arrow has been changed to the back button. So if I click on this back button, the navigation bar automatically closes, and the navigation bar also closes if we click outside the drawer. That's the thing we need to implement. So this is the basic implementation of the navigation drawer. But let me try. Before that, if we click on this name favorites, nothing is happening because we need to add the functionality for that. So now how we can add? For that, there is a simple thing we need to do. Find view by id, that will be a navigation view r.id.nave view. This is the navigation view which we have created in the XML file. Let me show you that. This is the navigation view which we have created. We are referencing that in our activity main activity file, and we are putting dot set navigation item selected listener on that, so that this listener will be triggered whenever we click on any of the item in our navigation file. We can just use the when condition here. When we get it as a menu item reference, so we can just it dot item id. If the item id is r dot id dot first one is a home, and in this case we'll just show a toast message that clicked on home. Yeah, that's the only thing we'll do. We'll duplicate this again 3 times for all the things, for clicking handling click events for all the menu items. So another one is favorites. I'll write this as URITE, click on favorite. Third one is the settings. I'll see as a clicked on settings, and fourth one is a logout, clicked on logout. So this is the thing we need to do, but it is showing an error because we need to do one thing. We just need to pass as a true here, and the error will go away, because this function returns a boolean value to know, and to let this method know that we have handled this click, we need to pass this true always. So now we'll again run our application and check if that these things are now working. Our application has been opened, and I'll open the navigation bar. I'll now click on this home. So if you clicking on home, you can see that clicked on home toast is appearing. Same is for the favorites, same is for the settings, and the same for logout. Now here whatever the functionality you need to add, you can just add that in these blocks respectively: home, favorite, settings, and logout. Whether it may be logging out the user, whether navigating to another screen, that all functionality you can handle in your respective item clicks. So this is how the things are working. But wait, we are not fully done. There is one also thing that is not being covered here. Now I know that if I click outside, the navigation drawer will close. If I clicked on this back button, navigation drawer will close. But if my navigation drawer is open and I click on back button, then the application is getting exited. Instead, in the ideal case, what should happen? The navigation drawer should first be closed, and then if the user again presses the back button, then the application should close. But this is not happening. Even though the drawer is open, if you click on back button, whole application is getting exited, and it is not a good user experience. In order to improve that, we need to add a small logic here. So what we need to add? We know that how we can override the behavior of device back button press, that is with the on back press button. But as of now, on back press is deprecated. You can see here this method has been deprecated. So for that, I have searched lot solution. So the solution is that you can just come inside this on create method, and here you get something. It's on back pressed dispatcher. So you can just click here and add on add callback here. So you can just click on here, add callback. Now this callback accepts two things. First one is the owner, that is this activity is a owner, and second one is the anonymous class we need to implement. Object colon anonymous class, object colon on back pressed callback, and we need to pass here enabled as a true. And here we'll again open our bracket. Yes. Now this object is, let me close the emulator. Now this object is asking to implement some methods. So we'll click on alt enter in implement methods. So one method we need to implement, that is handle on back pressed. So when the user will click device back button, control will come here, and here you need to add what are the functionality you need to override on the behavior of back button press. Here we'll add the drawer closing logic. For that, we need to just check if we'll use the drawer layout here. That's why we have created it as a global variable. Drawer layout dot each drawer open, and it needs a drawer gravity. So we have already defined the gravity is the start. So we also need to define that in here with a gravity compact dot start. If the basically it asks if the drawer is open. If the drawer is open, then we need, and user presses the back button, then first we need to close the navigation drawer. So how we can do that? We just need to simply close drawer method here, and here also we need to pass gravity here, gravity compact dot start. So this will close the drawer. And else this is not the case, if the drawer is already closed, then we just need to click on, we just need to again call this method on backpress dispatcher dot on backpressed. Yeah, that is the thing. Now let's try running our application again and see what behavior it shows. Our application is running. Now I open the application, open the navigation drawer, and I click on back button, and yes, our navigation drawer has been closed. And now I click on back button to exit the application. But application, yeah, application is seem to be closed, but actually it is not closed. Actually it is crashed. If you want to see, I can show you the logcat here, and there is a lot of log statement printed here, and it finally closed. There is a lot of log error logs here. Why it is happening? It is happening because it is continuously going in the loop, because we have already handled this, added this callback here, and here we are again pressing a on back pressed. So it will, this will be called repeatedly. because on backplace we are calling here, and after calling this callback will be executed, and this thing will be in a looping situation, and thus it will loop, and once it reaches out of memory, application will crash and you will get this lot of error reports. So what is the solution? There is one solution, very simple solution. We have a one attribute that is enabled here, so we need to make this is enabled as a false at the first. When the control will come here, it will make it as is enabled as a false, and then we'll invoke this event, and then we'll again set this as is enabled as a true for the further call. If we run the application now, then the application won't crash, it will smoothly close our application. See, I have opened the navigation drawer, press the back button, application close. Again, I am pressing the back button, application has been closed. You can see the emulator is running here, and let me show you again by clearing this log. Okay, these logs are showing here. I will do the same thing again. Open the application, restart the application basically. Open the navigation drawer, press the device back button, drawer has been closed. Again I press back button, application is smoothly exited, and if we check the logcat, there are no error logs here, and the emulator is still running the application. I mean, it is closed, but these things are active, so that means our application didn't crash, it is clicked back safely. This is how we can implement safely and effectively navigation drawer in our application. One thing before we go, one thing I would like to show here as a bonus. So if we want to add a groups here, add a grouping here. So let's say these three options we have, and this fourth option is out of group. This has a separate group. So how we can achieve that? Some application have that also. So let me show you that how they do that. So for this contains menu file. We need to create a nested item hierarchy. So for that, I'll create an item here. So this item of course requires a title as a compulsory element, Android title, and I'll name it as others, and I'll close this. Not close this way, I'll close it this way. Okay, and inside this I'll again create a menu attribute here, and inside this menu attribute I'll cut it from here and paste the main item here. As you can also see, this is a nested. By default the root tag is a menu, and we have all the items here. So in this item, this is the item, then again I have created a menu, and again I have put the item here. So you can also see here is the arrow, it is being shown. So it is showing that this others is there, and inside this others there is one more option again. So if we run the application, see how it is shown to the user. Our application is running. Now I open the navigation drawer, and yes, you can see that here is a divider line here, and here it is showing others as a title of this group, and here you can see a logout element. If you click on that, it still works. You can add 2 to 3 elements here. It will appear in the same grouping, and you can create here as many number of grouping as you want. So this is the thing which creates a professional impression to the user, and this is how you can implement a fully functional navigation drawer in your own application. So this is how we can implement navigation drawer in our own application. I hope the things are now clear. If not, you can just put your queries in the comment box below. I will try my best to answer those. If you like this video, then please click on like, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so that you will be stay updated whenever the new video is published. We'll meet in the next tutorial with some another interesting topic. Till then, goodbye, happy coding.